single dad delivered a baby on the subway. He had no idea she was the CEO's wife. The subway screeched to a halt in the middle of the tunnel. Lights flickering, panic rising. Among the frightened passengers, a young woman suddenly screamed. Her contractions had started. No signal, no help. Just chaos. Everyone froze. Except one man, Daniel, a single dad and former paramedic, who dropped to his knees without hesitation. He didn't know her name, only that she was in pain and terrified. With nothing but an old jacket and his calm voice, he guided her through labor right there on the cold subway floor. When the baby's first cry filled the tunnel, everyone cheered, but Daniel just smiled, not knowing his act of kindness would soon change his entire life. Because the woman he had just saved? She wasn't just anyone, she was the wife of one of the most powerful CEOs in the city. Daniel was exhausted that morning. Between juggling double shifts as a mechanic and raising his 5-year-old daughter, Mia, life felt like a non-stop treadmill. He had promised Mia a trip to the park after work, so when he boarded the subway, his mind was already on her favorite ice cream flavor, strawberry swirl, but fate had other plans. The subway screeched to a sudden stop, lights flickering off and on. Panic buzzed in the air. People cursed, children cried. Then came the sound that silenced everyone, a woman's scream. "Somebody help! I think I'm having the baby." Daniel's instincts kicked in. He pushed through the crowd, dropping beside the woman, young, pale, and clearly in labor. "Ma'am, look at me," he said calmly. "I'm Daniel. I'm here to help you." She was clutching her belly, tears streaming down her cheeks. "My husband. He doesn't even know I took the subway," she whispered weakly. "Right now, he doesn't matter." Daniel said, "You and your baby do." He removed his jacket, rolled up his sleeves, and began guiding her breathing. The other passengers gathered around, using flashlights and phone lights to illuminate the spot. "Keep breathing, you're doing great," Daniel reassured her, even as sweat beaded on his forehead. Minutes felt like hours. Then, a baby's cry pierced the silence. Cheers erupted. Daniel gently wrapped the newborn in his jacket and placed her on her mother's chest. "She's perfect," he said softly. The mother looked up at him, whispering, "You saved us." Daniel smiled modestly. Anyone would have done the same. He didn't know it yet, but his life was about to take a turn he never imagined. The story hit the news within hours. Subway hero delivers baby underground, but Daniel didn't care for fame. He had dishes to wash, bills to pay, and Mia to tuck into bed. Meanwhile, across the city, billionaire CEO Richard Hale watched the story in shock. His wife, Emma Hale, had gone into early labor, and this mystery man had saved both her and their child. Richard was desperate to find him. 2 days later, Daniel was fixing a car at the shop when a black limousine pulled up. Out stepped Emma, holding her baby. She smiled softly. "You're hard to find, Daniel." He froze, wiping grease off his hands. "Mrs. Hale? I didn't expect. You saved our lives," she interrupted. "We owe you everything." Before Daniel could respond, Richard approached, hand extended. "You gave me back my family. Let me give you something in return." Daniel shook his head. "I didn't do it for money," Emma smiled. "Then do it for Mia." She handed him an envelope. A scholarship for Mia's education and a job offer at the CEO's personal auto division. Daniel was stunned. "Why me?" Richard answered quietly, "Because real heroes don't ask for rewards." Weeks passed, and Daniel's life began to shift. The new job meant stability, better pay, shorter hours, and time with Mia every Friday. Emma visited with her baby girl, now named Grace. Mia and Grace bonded instantly. And Emma often told Daniel, "You weren't just there for me. You were meant to be in our story," but not everyone saw it that way. Richard's board members began whispering. Why was a mechanic suddenly working in the CEO's private division? Rumors swirled, but Richard shut them down firmly. "The man who saved my family deserves respect, not suspicion." One afternoon, Daniel received a surprise invitation to Grace's first birthday. Nervously, he and Mia arrived at the Hale mansion. When Emma saw him, she hugged him warmly. "Grace wouldn't be here without you." As the crowd gathered, Richard raised a toast to Daniel, a single dad, a man of courage, and a reminder that humanity still exists in unexpected places. Tears filled Daniel's eyes. He looked at Mia, who whispered, "Daddy, you're a hero." In that moment, Daniel realized kindness had come full circle. He didn't just deliver a baby that day. He delivered a future for his daughter, for the Hales, and for himself. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can rewrite destinies. If this story touched your heart, share it, because you never know how one good deed can change someone's life forever.